A very good morning everyone. Welcome back to the another session of search engine optimization. In previous session we have studied unit number 5 and we have completed lecture 1 based on the unit number 5. So before starting our today's session, let us recall the points which are related with the previous session. In previous session we have studied two concepts, that is we have started with the introduction, then this is the first topic, why measuring success is essential for the SEO process, and second is called measuring search traffic. So in this particular unit we are going to study the process, whatever the processes of SEO we have applied, that processes are now after SEO strategy, the process becomes successful or not, or whatever the goal you have set, that goal is accomplished or not. So you can compare this strategy with the strategy of SED also, because SED also contains a system development life cycle. Similarly, we are going to measure the result which has been produced by after the SEO strategy. So in this particular unit we are going to measure the SEO success or site success. So introduction is just regarding the different types of tool which say for example you can use web analytics tool or other data mining tool, which is a collection of array and it is again useful for the SEO process. In the market there are lots of tools available. Some are free to use, some for using something you need to give the payments. So you need to use based on the requirement. Now there are certain parameters you need to focus, like you need to focus on the total site traffic. There are popular pages. If you want to see the traffic on the popular pages, you can create traffic on the website using keywords. You can create conversation using keywords. There are pages which receives a traffic, so you can also analyze such kind of things. Similarly, there are traffic per page as well as traffic available per keyword. So these all are the parameters which you need to consider. Next is called for what reasons you need to measure the success of SEO process. So when you are going to plan the strategy of SEO or when you want to apply the SEO in your website, at that time you need to decide the baseline of your website. So for such you need to focus on several points like quantifying organic search traffic, baseline of major keywords. You need to break down the sections for getting the current traffic. You can have data on conversation down. Similarly, poorly performing pages you need to identify. On the same way you need to identify the best performing pages. You can also track records regarding the crawling activities performed on the website. You can also determine the total number of pages which is indexed by the crawlers. Similarly, the index pages are able to create traffic on the website or not, that thing you can also determine. You can also decide the best selling product pages are indexed or not and they are able to create traffic on the website or not, that thing you can also determine. Similarly, if you follow some external link at that time, those pages are functions properly or 404 error occurs during the using of that pages. So these all are the points which are related with the beginning of SEO project. Next is called as tracking cycle. A tracking cycle is nothing but produce, launch, measure and refine, which means you need to start with the goals of SEO. You need to establish the strategy based on the SEO, need to decide the baseline. Baseline is nothing but it is a dead end on which you are going to complete the SEO process. Next is called collect data, or you are going to gather the information. Next is called compare the baseline data to the new data, and at last refine your campaign. Generally refinement occurs when you are not completing your goal. At that time you need to again refine your query, again you need to perform reprocessing, and in this way cycle begins. There are several analytics as a business case for SEO, like revenue, lead generation, marketing, margin, branding value and reach. These all are the analytics which you can use for the business case study based on the SEO. Next is called measuring search traffic. There are a list of free analytics tools available in the market, say for example AW Stat, Web Abilizer or other similar tools available in the market. Generally you need to fire long tail query through which people is going to visit your website and you can get a good traffic on the website. Several tools or other options also available, like Google Web Analytics tool is there, Woopra, Clicky, Pivik, Yahoo Contains, Yahoo Web Analytics, or you can also use Web Trends as a tool. Now selecting right analytics package. As I have told you that there are lots of analytics tools which are available in the market. So you need to select appropriate analytics tool. Either you can use log tracking file or JavaScript file, but each has their own advantages and disadvantages. Say for example, if you are going to use log file tracking, at that time it contains those pages are crawled by the crawler, but we know that JavaScript content cannot be executed by the crawler, so that is again the limitation of JavaScript over the log file. Second biggest disadvantage of log file is there, when you are going to biggest advantages of log file is there when you are going to run such kind of software that works for a particular in-house project. At that time no third party has a copy of that log file, so you can preserve your data, you can have a security on the data because you are going to use the proprietary traffic of data on it. So that is the biggest security which has been provided by the log file. Again that is a limitation of JavaScript. Over here we have seen the image of different types of web analytics based on the different types of tools. Total 7 tools we have considered over here, which is represented using different types of line graph using different types of color, and over here we have listed different kinds of companies. Over here we have taken the description regarding the chart, which I have explained that there are 7 different tools using which we have performed analytics on the 5 different companies, and each contains a graph which is represented using different colors. Valuable SEO data in web analytics, which can be performed using 2 options, either traffic by search engine or traffic by keyword. Now traffic by search engine means when you want to observe the traffic which has been created using particular search engine. At that time that analysis can be performed using traffic by search engine. Similarly, when you are going to use traffic by keyword, at that time you can, first of all you need to find out the keyword and then you can observe the traffic on a particular keyword. Segmenting search traffic means you are going to break down your traffic into the number of segments. And again, there are free tools which provides the capability of building out certain types of custom report. Referring site is nothing but when you are going to receive some new links from the website, at that time that is called known as referring sites. Using web analytics dashboard is nothing but a single page contains many options, or we can say we can put all the options under one dashboard which is available in one place only, that is called analytics of dashboard. You can have a deeper look in the action tracking also. Over here we have taken the example of Merrill Shoes lady, right? In that whatever the actions which has been performed on the website by the Merrill Shoes lady, that has been recorded. So action tracking is nothing but it is again a most crucial task, and you can observe the actions which has been performed by the user. Each and every e-commerce site contains the following functionality. Add to cart means user are able to add a product into the cart list, and cart list is nothing but it is just like a basket of your product. Basket to you can add your product into the basket, and that process is known as add to cart process. Similarly, you are having complete checkout facility. That means after completion of the converting your product into the selling of product, at that time you need to provide the facility of complete checkout. Save to wish list is nothing but you can save your data into the wish list, so that in future when user want to purchase the product, at that time they can save they can get it from the wish list, and the visitors are able to share the product with the friends. So you need to provide such kind of options in the e-commerce site. Now business to business site contains subscribers, contact form submission, and email link submission. These three are the options which you need to provide in the basic to business to business sites. For blogs, if you are a blog, if you are providing a blog, at that time you need to provide the facility of RSS feed. Remember one thing, that RSS feed is again different than the blogs. We have already discussed these points in our previous videos, so I am not going to repeat over here again. Add comment is nothing but when you provide users to comment on your blog, at that time you can have the facility of add blog. Similarly, social bookmark or sharing option is there, using which you are able to share your information over a social media. There are a forum, or you can provide user generated content using sign up for an account. You can contribute your content, you can add you can have add comment facility. Having user generated content, you are able to give the rating, or you are able to provide a voting facility on the user generated content. Similarly, you need to provide social media sharing because you want to get a voting facility or rating facility. Now this is all for from our previous session. Now let us begin with our today's session, which is related with the unit number 5, and based on that unit number lecture number 2. The topic for today's session is tying SEO to conversion and return on investment. Any business depends on the return on investment only, because when anyone is going to invest some amount regarding the business, at that time naturally the people want something in return, right? So we are going to tie our SEO strategy with the conversation as well as return on investment. Let me read out the points which are listed over here. It is important to tie your SEO campaign or operation to the result it brings to the business. So key to that is measuring the conversions driven by organic or SEO traffic. Here are some most important common types of conversion. Number 1, sales or sales revenue. Now what is sales? When people are going to purchase product from the website, at that time that is known as sales, and whatever the income you have generated after selling of product, that is called sales revenue. So sales or sales revenue can be simplest thing to track, provided you are not selling many different product at a different price of points in different quantities. In this case, the process needs to be a bit more sophisticated. So what you need to do, you just need to provide a different product which contains different price and different quantities. Now, if your site is advertising driven, you need to look at the impact of organic search traffic on advertising revenue. That means if you have created such kind of website which is based on the advertisement, at that time you need to observe organic traffic over the paid traffic. Why? Because generally advertisement definitely will get natural search result, and you will only get in natural search result during the advertisement driven if you have provided unique content, if your content contains everything like videos, images, graphics, and you are having unique content, you are having frequently updated content, your website contains latest information which is not available in the others website, right? At that time only you are able to create organic traffic on the website. Next is called, if you have no financial goals for your site, you need to look at the sum of the other types of conversions and determine their value or words. Sometimes it may be possible that you are running that kind of website which does not have any financial goal in return, right? At that time you need to focus on some other conversions type. As I have told you that conversion does not only mean that you are getting some money from that particular conversions. Conversions may be in the form of subscriber, conversion may be in the form of creating traffic on the website, because if person is asking for a loan in the online website, that is again a type of conversion only. So you need to decide that which kind of conversion you have in the website. Next is called email, blog and newsletter subscriptions. Again, this type of subscriber is nothing but it is a type of conversion, or we can say it is a part of conversion. So anytime a user sign ups to receive regular communications from you, it is a win. So any people who is going to sign up to communicate with a website, at that time it is a winning position for you. Why? Because people are going to sign up in your website. So that is again a type of conversations only. Even though this action does not have direct financial consequences, it is still a conversion. As I have told you that when user is going to sign up account in the website, that is considered as a conversion. Keep in mind that financial condition does not only the part of conversion. Conversion may be in the form of user sign up, conversion is maybe in the form of asking questions regarding loan or anything else, right? So different kinds of conversion is again a part of website. uh, Next is called sign up. Sign up is generally related to the subscriptions, so, and other types of sign ups. Generally, whatever the services you are going to offer, such as tool that people need to sign up to use. That means you can develop such kind of projects. Say for example, when anyone wants to see the category of your website, at that time without sign up facility or without login, user are not able to see the product, right? So that is the type of services or tool which you have provided within the website, and without sign up you are not able to access those pages. So even if the tools is free, you should track this as a conversion. Again, this is a part of conversion which is considered as a sign up facility. I am going to repeat this point once again. A sign up is nothing but it is related to the subscriptions, generally a service or tools you want to provide as a sign up facility. At that time you can use it using sign ups. Downloads means what? There are lots of sites which provide you the facility of free free downloads, such as white papers or free download tools are available in the market. So you can use any downloading website through which you are able to download some videos or images or particular things from the website. So even if you do not require a sign up of any type of, you should still count a download as a conversion. So we are going to discuss the points of conversations over here, because we are going to tie our SEO with the conversations, right? So we are going to learn different kinds of conversions. First conversion we have discussed is what? Sales and revenue. Next conversion is what? Subscriptions for email, blog and newsletters. Next conversion is called sign ups. And then we have discussed downloads. Again, download is what? When you are going to download some videos or movies or images from the website, at that time that conversion is considered as a it is a part of conversions. Contact forms and phone calls. When someone contacts you or requests that you contact him, it again count as a conversion. We generally use this term when we talk with the people, right? At that time what we have what term we have used? That conversion occurs between us. So when someone contacts you or someone wants to talk with you and request you to talk with him, at that time that is considered as a conversations, and generally contact form detail are there or phone calls are there which is considered as a conversion, or you can have the phone calls or contact forms as a conversion. So this contact can take the form of filling out a contact me request form or phone call. Next is called visitors who share. Generally any visitor who is going to visit your website and going to share some information with someone else, that see, that visitor does not purchase anything from your website. Say for example, they people are just going to visit your website, right? But they create interest or some interest is created, and the things is shared by that particular people to the friend or someone else in the group. At that time again that is called, or we can consider it as a conversion type. So this includes Facebook shares, Google shares or links on the Twitter. Some sites also have the facility of share with your friend, email to a friend. This kind of facility is considered as a conversion. Competitive and diagnostic search metrics. The dollar and cent of determining whether you have succeeded in your SEO campaign, this should be the first priority in analytics report. So in this particular topic we are going to learn that how to get success, how to achieve success using SEO campaign. So right now whatever the output would be, so after applying the strategy we should know that whether we are going to become successful or not. So that thing is known as competitive and diagnostic search metrics. I want to repeat our previous topic once again. Uh, Tying SEO to conversion and return on investment contains different types of conversions. Conversion does not only in the form of returning money, but it may be in the form of sales and revenue, it may be in the form of subscription for the blog, it may be in the form of different sign up forms, it may be in the form of downloading from any website. It also contains contact forms and phone calls or visitors with whom you are going to share the information. So these all are considered as a conversations in the website. Now we are going to start with the next topic, that is called competitive and diagnostic search metrics. Over here we are going to determine whether you should have succeeded in your SEO campaign. So for this you should be your first priority in your analytics effort. For example, this would be finding out a major section of your site is not indexed. First of all, when you apply any SEO strategy, when you start SEO campaign, at that time, first of all, you need to find out those kind of pages which is not indexed by the crawler. Another example is seeing how your traffic growth compares to your competitors. So what is the second goal? You need to see the traffic and you can compare it with the competitors. So it helps you to decide whether you have set the goal which is right objective for your efforts or not. So whatever the efforts you are going to apply using SEO strategy, you just need to compare your traffic with your competitors' traffic, which helps you to decide whether you are succeeded in the set SEO strategy or not. So search engine and competitive matrix is there, which allows you to monitor your website and those of your competitors website. It also provides insight into your SEO progress. So using search engine and competitive metrics, you are able to observe or monitor your website as well as your competitors website, and using which you are able to measure the progress of SEO. So using competitive and diagnostic search metrics, you are able to find out that how many pages are there which is not indexed, or we can say how you can also compare that how much traffic is there in your competitor's website. And search engine competitive metrics provide you the information regarding the observation of your site and those site of your competitors. Next is you can also use these tools to figure out what your competitors are doing from an SEO perspective, and you are having new ideas on how to adapt your strategy to get better results. So using this type of search engine and competitive metrics, you are able to figure out that what your competitors doing, or whatever the strategy they have applied within the website. So you can focus on it as well as how to adapt your strategy to get better result. That thing you can get with the search engine and competitive matrix. Next is called site indexing data. In this particular thing, you are having a valuable to know how many pages of your website in the search engine index pages. It is interesting for two reasons: to determine whether the important part of your site are indexed or not. Sometimes it may be possible the conversational page of your website is not indexed, right? So using site indexing data, you are able to understand that how many pages are there which is indexed regarding your website. Similarly, if important part of your website is not indexed, at that time you can also check it. To learn about your competitor's site and strategy can be possible with the site indexing data. Next is called link building, link tracking and link based metrics including anchor text analysis. So this is the main point. I forgot to make it bold over here. So using this type of matrix, you are able to refer the link building regarding the website, because with your website there are several pages which are connected. So as a SEO practitioner, you need to measure the link building structure of your website. Using that, you can refine your campaign to get or produce better result. You can compare your link growth to get a ranking of your website. Similarly, you can perform analysis to see how your campaign and faring compared to the efforts of your competitors. In short, whatever the metrics you are going to search, that can be performed using two ways: either on your website as well as you can figure out your competitors data. Next is called search engine supplied tools. There are three basic tools which has been provided by the three different search engine. Google has Google Webmaster Tool, similarly Bing has Bing Webmaster Tool, and Yahoo has Yahoo Site Explorer. So these three are the tools which has been used to explore the data which is available on the website. So using Google Webmaster Tool, you are able to see the which is a powerful start, and you are able to have WMT, which is a website publisher can easily download a spreadsheet of all the links Google has in its database. Similarly, Bing Webmaster Tool is also a great asset. It offers you the capability of downloading a spreadsheet of links, and Bing's has its own database for a site. So if you want to download it in the Excel form, at that time you can use Bing Webmaster Tool, which has the capability to download Excel sheet. It is in the form of linking of your database. Using Yahoo, you are able to get 1000 of exported links into the spreadsheet. So seeing more than 1000 requires you to step through the web result pages. It's showing 100 link per page at a time. So when there is a more than 1000 links available on the website, at that time you need to add one more step, or we can say you need to perform one more step which allows you to have 100 linkings per page at a time. For quick and dirty links total link totals, you can use a Firefox plugin which is known as search status. We are having advanced third party tools which exist to gather links from the data, which are Linkscape, Link Diagnostic, Enquisite Optimizer, Link Maps, linkresearchtools.com, camper.com and search return. So using this type of tool, we are able to gather the link from the data. That is called third party tool. Now let us discuss Google block search. It is well known that link command works properly in the Google web search. So whatever reasons, Google has decided to return only a small sampling of data when people use that command. So whenever you are going to fire link command in the Google, at that time you will get only a small sample of data that is defined by the Google. However, interestingly enough, you can get more data on your blank backlinks using Google blog search, and it reports more than just blog links. So when you use blog links, at that time you will get smaller data, but when you are going to use Google blog search, it will give you the larger number of backlinks. Technorati provides you a number of blog reactions to a website. So if you are having blog related with the website and you want to get the information regarding the number of blog reactions within the website, at that time you can use Technorati for a website with a major blog such as SEO Moz. This can provide extremely valuable data. So when you want to get such kind of data regarding the blogs which is related with the website, at that time you can use SEO Moz. Exalead is the European search engine which offers you the capability that you can include link command. Now measuring the value of link, that means you can measure how much value your inbound link contains. There is no simple way to answer these questions, but you need to use certain metrics using which you can get an answer of these particular questions. Here are some important elements using which you can determine the value of any link. Number one, where does the linking page rank for the term or phrase you want to rank for? That means for particular term, how many linking page are there and where does the linking page rank? So what is the rank of that linking page? That thing you can get. Next is called where does linking page rank from 1 to 2 important competitive terms in its title tag. So competitive terms means what? Sales and discount, both are the competitive terms which you can use inside the title tag. So when you are going to analyze the ranking of your linking page, at that time you need to add competitive words inside title tag. Next is called where does content on the linking domain generally rank for competitive terms in its pages respective to the title text. That means whatever the content you are going to put inside linking domain, you need to provide the rank for your competitive terms. Next is called how many keyword phrases do the linking domain or page rank in the top 20 result for. Does the linking site carry any brokered set of links? That is selling sites. Suppose any selling site which contains a set of brokered link, at that time you can also observe that type of data. What is the relevance of linking page site to your targeted page? So if your targeted page is related with the linking page or not, that thing you can also mention. When was the last time Google crawled the page? Because from the Google crawling you are able to get that this particular pages are contains a proper data or not. Next is called paging that link to high ranking competitors. Suppose if you are running a normal business which is not belong from the particular brand, or we can say your business contains a number of competitors, so you they are referring your link or not. Next is called page rank of the page. Any page, a website contains number of pages. So what is the number of each page, that you can identify using links. Next is called in links to the page. Each page contains different kinds of links, so you can also observe that link. total in links to the domain. There are a list of in links which is connected with the domain of your website, and the number of external links on the pages. So these all are the points which is related with the elements in determining a link value. Next is called ranking. Ranking is nothing but it is related with the website. So many of the people get obsessed with the checking of their rankings, that their website is where in the ranking page. So you can observe the ranking of your website. Ranking do have a same correlation with the traffic, because naturally those website which is there in the top 3 ranking would able to create a lot traffic in the website. So ranking do have some correlation. Correlation means it is a direct connection with there is a direct connection between the ranking as well as on the traffic. Naturally any link which is there on the 10th page will not be able to generate a traffic. So however, do not spend too much time on this particular activity. You need to use many tools that are available today for the checking of ranking scrape in the Google result, which is against Webmaster Guideline. So ranking data can help you in few scenario where number 1 ranking for trophy search term provides brand value. So whenever any number 1 website is there which contains a brand value, so any website which contains a name of brand would be there on the top of the list. Next is called when there is a sudden significant changes, such as move from 5th position to the 50 or similar changes in the other direction. Sometimes it may be possible that your website is there on the 5th rank today, and automatically due to some reason or due to the sudden changes your website is there on the 50th position. Similarly, right now your website position would be on the 50 position, but due to some reason there is a significant change in the difference and you will get or receive at a 5th position. So that is possible in the ranking. And next is called where a long term trend can be established, such as steady improvement in the position or steady decline. Sometimes it may be possible that certain kinds of website contains no changes during the long period. At that time there is a steady improvement in the position as well as steady decline. If it is in the top position, at that time that position will be remain as it is for a long time. Similarly, if there is a change in the position at that time, it may reach at the 3rd or 4th position, not like the above one, that website is there on the 5th and all of a sudden it is on the 50th. It is not possible. It is a steady decline. Steady decline means if your website is there on the number 1 position, but after some time it may be there on the 3 or 4th position. So that is the situation. So tracking the blogosphere will help you to stay current on both your industry and SEO industry. Major influencers tend to hang out in the blogosphere and have their own blogs. It identifies this influencer is the first step to reaching them. And here are the major uses for the track blogging: just for the reputation monitoring, tracking buzz and public relations campaign, identifying potential influencers, and competitive analysis. So for all above purposes you are going to use tracking of blogs. Now tracking your blogs offers you a variety of benefits. For the online marketers, it is a great way to position yourself or team behind your website or expert. It enables you to reach major influencer as well as a broad audience of people at the same time, and it is a source through which you are able to get links as a part of link building campaign. Next is called blog subscriber. Generally a number of subscriber, when you want to measure a number of subscriber regarding your blog, at that time you can use blog subscriber, which will able to monitor the blog's progress. And you can also use RSS feed with FeedBurner and have users which uses RSS feed instead of any other solutions. Blog links are there which are able to extract data from the number of links to your post, and Google Webmaster Tool and Bing Webmaster Tool is there to track the number of links to your blog. Next is called search engine robot traffic analysis. You are also able to observe how many pages are crawled by the crawler. So robot traffic analysis can also be possible with the help of search engine robot traffic analysis. Understanding how the robots are spidering your website is another thing that the expert SEO practitioners should know how to do. And for one thing, spider frequently is a clue to which pages on your site have the highest page rank and trust, because Google crawls the web in the reverse page rank order. So this is all about our today's session. This is more than enough we have studied today. In our next session, we will start with the key performance indicator for long tail SEO. I hope the topic is cleared and it is easily understandable. Thank you all.